All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming by. Hope you are having a good morning. Let me begin by introducing myself. I'm Palak Dalal Bhatia. I'm the founder and CEO of Iris Agent. We are an AI-powered, proactive alerting, resolution, and product context and correlation platform. We bring context from product, support, and sales perspective to support teams to understand the root cause of issues and resolve customer issues proactively and prevent customers. I'm here joined by great panelists. I would let you guys introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Hilary Lawrence. I'm the Support Operations Manager at Agora Pulse. We're a social media management tool. We have a support team of 26 people, of which 19 are support agents. I recently took over support ops. I was previously a manager in the team, so it's been a huge learning curve, but Palak has been great at helping me.
My name is Vanessa. I'm the Director of Customer Support at Goldcast. We are a virtual and hybrid events platform for B2B marketers mostly, and I lead a support team of 6 people.
Great. Great to have you here. So let me jump right into the discussion. What prompted you to go into the direction of AI-powered customer support operations?
For us, it wasn't that we were looking for an AI solution. We were looking to solve a problem. And the specific problems we had identified were like automatic tagging of conversations. You want to try and kind of remove the human element out of that because you want consistency, consistent tags applied to the same kind of topics and conversations. And it was actually AI came along and it was like, oh, this could work, you know, and kind of understanding our escalations process and how our escalations are working and getting some prediction on that. Again, AI comes along and you kind of go, oh, this is a solution that could really work for us. So it's not that we kind of went, ooh, AI is cool. How could we apply that to what we're doing? It's we have a problem that we need to solve. And actually AI turned out to be the best solution for it.
Yeah, I like to think that AI can really augment the human element of support. Support is always going to be human. We are just, support is like a very emotional kind of work, and our customers can be really emotional, and that's not something that AI and machine learning can really figure out fully and replace the human element in support yet. Maybe one day, who knows where the future will take us. But I think right now, AI can really augment the human aspect of support, and I think one thing that I really am looking forward to seeing where things go, and I think the basics like automatic tagging, like that is something that is really helpful because yes, you can get consistency, and also it's one less thing for your team to have to think about, which is great because depending on your product or your team or the type of support that you have, there may be a lot of other things that your support team needs to do in order to help your customers and close out a case. So if there are things that you can do to help your team stop doing manual work that they don't have to do, I'm all for that.
Yeah, great points, and really like the point about AI being an augmenter and kind of something that can help teams be more productive. And I think some of the main applications of AI that we have seen is automating some of the mundane tasks as opposed to trying to replace the team and trying to fully resolve. Some of the issues are highly complex and they would require some manual intervention. All right, so this is a good segue into, okay, so we discovered a problem. We want to figure out how to solve that problem, maybe using AI, maybe using simple automation. How do you assess the readiness of the organization, the teams, in exploring a solution, as well as preparing your team for the changes that are coming in?
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a tough one because for us, it was kind of like the idea of AI as a solution took us by surprise. We looked at every possible way that you could, like you say, replace those mundane tasks of conversation tagging and try and get some intelligent solutions for that, and then try to get some interesting data on the other side. And the team were kind of like, just give me a list of tags, I'll do it. Because we're helpers. That's what everybody just is like, we'll take on all those manual tasks, we don't mind. And you're like, no, we need to find better. And I think for us, it was about the team was growing and it was growing so fast. And everybody, of course, wants to help. And you're like, yeah, I'll do that. But you can see that you're not getting consistency in your tags. And you're not getting every conversation tagged. And you're kind of going, we're too big now for us to be following support heroes around and what they're doing every day and going, oh, you have to remember to do this. Remember, it's this tag, not that one. So for us, it was size of the team. The problem always existed, but the bigger we got, the bigger the problem got. And then it was kind of like, yeah, we need something that's going to come in and do this for us to take one thing away from you.
Yeah, I think I have a really different perspective here. Like my team is still really small. We have 6 people on our support team, including me. So it's not that the size of the team is unmanageable. It's more that I am like a one person like directing our support team and still trying to like build out our support team and build out all these processes for our team and our customers and the company in general. So being able to have options of help that is not like just another person doing manual work, but being able to get ready to have more people and more tickets and more customers and more teammates. So really I'm always thinking about what is going to be scalable for my team, because I know our company is growing. We get more customers every day and more people are having events and there are more complicated tickets coming in, but we also have clear like types of tickets and questions that our customers asked us. So if we can somehow figure out, okay, here's all the responses that we send out for like integration related issues, like here are some steps that our team can take right off the bat to help our customers faster, and that way down the line we have this like backlog, or not backlog, but like history of, okay, here's how we helped all of our customers in this way, and the team can use that knowledge in a really easy way going forward to help people in the future. So really I'm always thinking about how I can set my team and myself up for success in the future with the resources that I have now.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty great. I think one common theme which is coming out is being able to automatically tag tickets. And one step that we have seen many of our customers take in that is defining the taxonomy. What are the tags, at what granularity you want the tags. They should not be too broad, they should not be too narrow, and they should have enough coverage that all the main topics are being covered. So one step is, figuring out what is the current taxonomy that you are using. Are there any augmented processes that you need to take on top of that? And then second is, in today's, DevOps-oriented world where products are changing quickly, how do we bring context from all the different sources together? Yeah. So what are some of the good areas where you foresee either today or moving forward where you can improve more efficiency, have more efficiency, use more automation, and improve productivity of your teams? And what are some low-hanging fruits, as well as you scale, what are some areas that are top of your mind as in terms of applying AI and improving the productivity of your teams?
Yeah. For us, we want to get more visibility of like our escalations. Mm-hmm. We know they happen. We have no visibility of like what is our percentage of escalations all the time, and we're starting to look at that a bit more closely. Mm-hmm. So being able to maybe understand kind of what percentage of your work is actually going to the next level or going on to developers would be great. Right. And then you'd be able to dig into the data around that and kind of understand why do all of these tickets need to be escalated? Right. Does every issue need to have a developer look at it? Right. But also kind of down the line, what we're hoping to get is to prove support as a kind of a value center rather than a cost center. And if you can kind of, for us, like the automatic tagging has been amazing because we always knew there's a huge amount of data inside in support. You're talking to the customers who are using the tool 8 hours a day, every shift, like multiple agents. There's so much knowledge in there, and it's almost like locked inside in support. So it's about how do we tap into that and share it with the relevant teams so that we're showing value. We're showing how we can increase adoption. We're showing how we can increase retention. That's so important. So it's about being able to mine that data and attach like a dollar value to it and say this is the value, the actual dollar amount that support is in charge of and what we're doing with that, and showing that then to the other teams, and then being involved in the solutions around any issues that raises.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you bring up some good points there. I mean, one of the ways that I think that support can be ready for like the next level and get into some of those things like, okay, what is actually our customers talking about our product? Like, where are their issues? Where are the like easy parts that they get that we don't need to change? Where are the common frustrating points that our customers get into? Because these are all things that our product teams are going to want to know, and being able to create this shared information and shared knowledge about what the customers are actually talking about without actually having to the product team talking to them directly. I mean, that is definitely something that we do and should continue, actually having, your products teams talk to your customers, but there's only so much that you can do, like human to human. Right. Yeah, exactly. And so that's not totally scalable. And again, like I was saying, like that is always what I'm thinking about, is like, how can I scale whatever processes we have that our teams are working on? And so really I want to figure out how I can continue to connect the work that the support team is doing and the work that the product team is doing. And so, when we first started thinking about, okay, like what kinds of tags do we want to use for our product? I went to our product team and asked them, okay, how are you thinking about the product? Like, I have an idea of myself just from, working on support and hearing what our customers are doing and knowing our product really well, but you, product team, like building the product, what do you think are like the categories and tags that we should use to categorize our tickets? And I think that led to a really good conversation with our product team as well, and one that will probably reoccur as the product shifts and as our customer shifts. Like, okay, what do we actually care about and want to track on support, and what is actually going to be actionable for the product team as well? I think a lot of the goals that I have around like augmenting the support team with AI is to be able to get those types of insights to the product team to actually like make the product better and make the support team's life better in the long run. And so I think that's where a lot of what I think about on a daily basis comes from. Like, I don't know about you, but
keeps us all awake at night, doesn't it?
Yeah, like, okay, what's going to be the next problem? Like, what needs to be fixed first? Like, what new weird way is the customer going to like break something? And if we can like figure out the reporting around how to get that information to our product team, that's amazing.
Right.
Yeah. We've already seen like really positive interactions with our product team. Yeah. Like, we meet with them regularly, and as soon as we were able to start providing the data on a regular basis, we now have product managers who will come to us and go, we're seeing this problem, we're interested to know more. Is there a way you can track that? And we're able to go, yeah, okay, let's go look for that. Let's make sure we're tagging those conversations and adding that into your kind of list of tags. And you're then able to report that data back to them. So we're now starting to see much deeper interactions and much deeper collaborations with our product team, because they're seeing actually support does really know all of this stuff, and it's not such a manual process for me to go digging for it in all of those tickets, and you have a good timeline around when those conversations are happening. And that's been hugely valuable to us, because now they're turning to support when they have a need, and they're going, yes, we could talk to these 50 customers over here, but first let's actually see if this is the big problem we think it is and that we need to address it immediately, or we can push it down the line. And that's been really amazing for us. Yeah.
Like, that's been such a common theme that I have heard, like, yesterday, and just in general in the support-driven community, is how connected that people want the support and products teams to be, because you can get valuable insights like that, and your product team can know what your customers are looking for without actually having to do any like manual work on their end, and that is always great.
Yeah. Those are great points. And I am a recovering product manager myself, and I've seen the situation from the other side, which made me, work on this problem in the first place, where we were having quarterly sync-ups with the support team, which was just too slow. Yeah. And we were working on bugs and issues, which we didn't even know which customers were impacted by those. So there's a huge need to bridge this gap between product, support, engineering, and even sales, to Hillary's point about having an impact analysis from a revenue perspective, like knowing that support is actually impacting a lot of revenues, and support is preventing those customers from getting churned. So, and drilling down into that data and understanding on what areas and what customer segments is support having the most impact, or where we can have more improvements. Escalations is another theme that we see, where being able to automatically correlate support tickets with bugs, so that you can group similar tickets together and send a single escalation to engineering proactively in many times, where engineering knows that this is an important bug and that's something we need to work on to prevent further escalations. These are great topics. Any learnings, any best practices? I know we already touched on a lot of important and valuable insights.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing was, and you mentioned it earlier, is that taxonomy.
Yeah.
Like we have such a huge tool, and we treat each of the features within the tool as a separate product. So it's kind of knowing that at the beginning you're doing it right, so that you're not kind of 4 weeks in and going, I gotta scratch this and start again, because that's the worst, because you want to make sure you're building the data. And I think that was the hardest thing for us, is making sure, like you say, that the tags themselves weren't too broad, but also not too narrow. And that was a kind of a hard balance to achieve. I think we've got there, but yeah, it's kind of a scary thing. You're like, okay, I'm going to make this change today. Fingers crossed, it all works out.
Yeah, and going off of that, I think maybe there should be like a regular review process of, what you're actually reporting on and tagging, and the types of tickets that you're getting, because you never know like when something is going to shift. Like, you released a new product, for sure that is a time when you should, revisit your strategy around how you were going to use, your tool or like your team to, talk about certain types of issues. So I think having some sort of like regular cadence and reviewing, your tags and like the types of tickets that you are escalating, or, how you are using your workflows to like automate these escalations, that is something that I think is really important, because I don't know about you, but like our product is always changing. Yes. There's always some new feature or, new bug that gets introduced, or just some like new revamp, or like new words being in the product or whatever, where you need to review what you have already set up. And I think that is one thing that I'm learning on this journey, is being like open to changing your setup and kind of adjusting either your team to your workflows or your workflows to your team, really. And like, what's the best way to do that? I don't know.
Yeah, but you got to try everything at least once, right? and then see where you go. Yeah.
Cool. Great. One final question and a little bit of a shameless plug. How has your experience been with Iris Agent?
We can only say good things, right? No,
You're very kind.
it has actually been really, really great. Yeah. And what I have loved is the continuous support. Mm-hmm. It's not a, here's the tool, good luck with that. You're very much hands-on. Mm-hmm. And I think because AI can be really, really daunting, that's been hugely important, because it's like, it's guesswork for me. It works. I don't know how, but it works. But having you there, kind of, we have regular calls, like the Slack support, the team are so responsive every time we have a question. It's like, I'm seeing this and I don't understand, and it's like so quick to get a response, which makes you feel better that you're not in this sea of the unknown AI on your own. So yeah, I've really loved it. Yeah.
Thank you.
As a support leader, that just makes you feel good, because you hope that people talk about your own support in that way. Yeah. So yeah, no, I think the really being able to get insights and like figuring out that what I think our customers are mostly talking about and where they're getting frustrated is actually like backed up with data is something that is so important to me. And like you were talking about earlier, like you get that information to your product team and they're going to be like, oh my God, this is awesome. Like, give me more. Like, what else can we do here? And I think there is just, I see so much potential in that type of information getting like back and forth between support and product. And that is what really excites me about having some sort of like AI augmented tool that can really give us the insight into what our customers are talking about without my team having to manually tag things, because that is just, in the past I have been on teams where that is, what we do, and it just long term it never really works out really well, because people are, forgetting to tag things or just tagging things wrong, and taking out the human manual element of that is so valuable.
100%, yeah.
Thanks a lot, Hilary and Vanessa. Great to have you on the panel, and thanks for all the kind words.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.